lot of that activity is now starting to take place on Brookdale Avenue. Brookdale Avenue, as you know, is the main busiest street in the city, running from the 401 all the way through to the waterfront. Even more development is planned for Brookdale Avenue over the next few years. Some of that development has already started with the Harden Group, and they've developed their shopping center anchored by Shoppers Drug Mart and Bulk Barn at the moment. We also see that the Villarbot site on Brookdale and Tollgate Road is being developed, and there'll be lots of commercial activity going on there with over 70,000 square feet of retail space. Further south on Brookdale Avenue, we're about to see a major change. For years, the International Bridge has been a barrier along Brookdale Avenue, and that bridge is now coming down with the announcement of an $80 million infrastructure grant. That will free up more than a kilometre of commercial development along Brookdale Avenue. Some of that development will see the completion of the International Business Park on the east side of Brookdale Avenue. Along the west side of Brookdale Avenue, one of the most exciting pieces of land to be developed will be the former Domtar site. Decommissioning will be completed shortly on the former Domtar site at 2nd and Brookdale Avenue. This site, with over 70 acres of land, will allow for expanded commercial development along Brookdale Avenue at 2nd Street, and will also provide plenty of space for residential development, condos, and more affordable housing. From a real estate perspective, both large and small tracts of land are available for development along Brookdale Avenue. The time is right, the opportunities are there. Come invest in Cornwall.
OPG, previously Ontario Hydro, has been in the Cornwall area since the start of construction of the Seaway and Power project back in the 1950s. The Robert H. Saunders generating station opened on July 1st, 1958. It's the second largest hydroelectric station in Ontario, and it produces power 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At this time, 73 professionals work at the generating station. They have an amazing safety record of 12 years without a lost time accident.
Ontario Power Generation decided to develop a new visitor center and selected us from a number of architectural firms. We're very excited. We were given a free hand to do something very interesting and a provocative, interesting program of learning for young people and historical events on a site that's next to none in Cornwall, demonstrating sustainability. It's a LEED building, and we're very proud of it.
The Visitor Center opened in August of 2010. It's located next to the dam and is open throughout the week. Since opening, we've welcomed a variety of people from families, seniors groups, and schools. The first reaction when people walk through the door of the Visitor Center is wow. The interactive displays, the educational material, the kids can jump on eels, and they can be an operator for a day. From the balcony of the Visitor Center, the view of the dam and the river is fabulous. We've had people visit the center from all over the world. It's great to be able to showcase this part of the country.
Hello, I'm Steve Gaskin, Vice President of the Customer Contact Center at Scotiabank, and I'm very pleased to say that we're coming to Cornwall. We chose Cornwall because of the skilled and bilingual labor force and also the availability of a fiber optic infrastructure. It's been a very positive experience for us so far, and we're looking forward to growing in Cornwall as the city continues to grow.
People mean everything to the company. We have a great workforce of engineers. They're key in terms of setting the processes in our facility. And a lot of lean manufacturing stems along with the processes. If the process isn't very solid, then it's prone to error. The workers on the floor, the solderers, the people in mechanical, that's where really the rubber hits the road in terms of our product being able to be shipped on time. The companies that don't embark on the lean manufacturing processes will have a difficult time, and they're probably not going to make it. again, you have to eliminate the waste in what we do, and there's just tons of waste every day in terms of every operation. So even if you're in office, there's still waste. So the way to gain it back is through improved productivity. And the only way to improve productivity is to embark on the lean journey.
The workforce is becoming much smarter. You know, our parents would have been working in the hard manufacturing jobs where they might have been counting widgets or on a production line. Those things, as we move toward the service economy, don't exist, and we have to work a little bit smarter as we go forward. I believe this is happening in Cornwall. The call center people are problem solvers in both languages. And now when the problem comes in, you just can't push a button and make it go away. You've got to creatively solve that problem. I couldn't think right now, sitting in this chair, anywhere else that I would rather be. The friendships, the partnerships, the potential, the future potential that we have and I have sitting here in this chair, I don't think I could achieve that anywhere else.
You know, a lot of people that are either friends or business acquaintances that I meet from Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, all ask me, what do I love about Cornwall? Because they know I'm passionate about this community. And the first thing that comes to mind is because I work and I live downtown. I've seen the energy, it's always been there, but in the last couple of years, the revitalization, the heart of the city, it's incredible. A lot of young business people are investing in our community, a lot of them from out of town. The city is willing to help young entrepreneurs and old to redesign and put new life in these buildings. When I finished my goldsmithing program in Toronto, I had a big decision to make whether I stay in Toronto and continue my business in Toronto or to come to Cornwall. And when I weighed out the options, Cornwall was the best choice because of the quality of life, and the possibilities were endless for how I could take my business to a different level.
As a small business owner, why did we decide to move? We thought it was a perfect opportunity to invest in a business because there was a lot of incentives. In fact, I had to do that again. I'd come back to Cornwall. It's a great location to raise your kids, and it's right by the water, and they're located between big cities.
And my involvement downtown so far this year is I bought 2 buildings through Heart of the City. I've been renovating both of them at the same time, and very excited about the outcome. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I'm always looking for opportunity. Cornwall as a whole, opportunity-wise, I think it's got amazing potential. We're slowly starting to come out the last couple of years, and that also involves the downtown areas and the center town area. And it's just starting with the variety of businesses. We're getting the restaurants, we're getting the shopping, we're becoming a destination.
So that's why I choose Cornwall.
I think if you were considering moving to Cornwall in terms of the healthcare facilities, we're embarking on completion of our new hospital facility, which I think is going to have a big impact on healthcare delivery. It's been a challenge over the last few years with the renovations and shifting of departments from one place to another. But when things are fully completed, that will move us forward leaps and bounds in providing healthcare. And we will be able to service from, maternity to end-of-life care, which we always were before, but now we'll be able to deliver it even better. I think it's going to move us forward the way we should be, to keep pace with the other things that are happening in the community. And it's becoming a very inviting place for people to move to. And I seriously believe that. The hospice was a project that started about 10 years ago. We started with an idea that there were people that were having difficulty with end-of-life issues and wanted to remain at home, that we had to come up with an alternative, and hospice provides that type of care. From my experience at St. Joseph's, I don't actually now take care of patients there, but I've been there on occasion doing consultations, plus I have a family member that's there now. I think it's a well-designed project. I think they've taken into consideration different aspects of geriatric care, which are important, and they have the specialized area for slow rehab, and then the young adult area that helps individuals that are special needs, but they're not actually geriatric patients. So I think they've really done a good job at looking at all aspects of long-term care, and I think it probably is an inspiration for other facilities that are probably looking at upgrading and looking at comprehensive care. The cost of everything is a lot less than it is in a big city, and the cost of your office and the other things that go with it. And then there's the living experience here. You can be 5 minutes from your office, literally, or you can be living on 15 acres of land 15 minutes away from your office, and you can't do that in a big city. So, and then within the city, for all the things that the children need, it's wonderful. I mean, it's got everything that you could possibly want for a lifestyle that I think people could be very, very comfortable here.
Well, I think our culture, our history, our heritage is what creates our art forms as well, and what creates the art that we all produce. So, this region is very rich in immigrant settlements from France, from England, from Scotland, and from all of the other places around the world who people have chosen to settle here.
I chose Cornwall because of its passion and potential for greatness. I actually use Cornwall in many ways. When I talk to my friends, I like to talk to my people in Cornwall about Australia the way I talk to about my people in Australia about Cornwall. There's passion for potential anywhere, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place to live.
It's really exciting to see how different cultures can come together and create new artwork, new music, new collaborations, I guess. And it just makes us more rich for it, I think.
It's incredible to feel that you have the support of the entire community.
Well, I think the cultural survey and the cultural plan that will come of it is something that we've all been waiting for a very long time. There's been a lot of talk about the arts community coming together and working together, to make ourselves stronger. And I think this survey will give us the tools and the information that we need to make those goals happen. So as we move forward, I'm really excited to see what's going to come out of this, and just see what kinds of progress we can make. I think we've already got an incredible talent pool. We've got lots of energy in this community, and I think a project like this will help us bring it all together and focus on what the community really needs.
With today's technology, you can produce a record anywhere in the world. We chose Cornwall and continue to use it as our home and home base.
You know, it's clear in Cornwall right now that we need to replace some old infrastructure, and I think that's probably one of the biggest needs for this facility. You know, the timing was right. I think it's one of the big reasons. You know, the aging facilities, the side miller in particular, has some wonderful history to that, some great Memorial Cup wins that'll never be forgotten. But it's time to move on. It's time to move to a new facility and start creating some new memories. And so we're really excited about the new Benson Center. The new Benson Center will have 3 NHL-sized arenas. Each one of those arenas will have, of course, their own dressing rooms and changing room facilities and referees' rooms. In the main arena, which will be the first arena when you come in the main entrance, we'll have seating for 650 in that neighborhood. And then the 2 community rinks beyond that will each have seating for about 200 to 250 people. I think if you talk to anybody who organizes tournaments, they'll tell you how easy it is to conduct a tournament when you've got 3 arenas. The sky's the limit when it comes to that facility. You know, talking to, of course, city administration, the building is on time for the most part and on budget. The construction changes every day. I have to drive back and forth from home every day and watching the facility grow, and it just looks fabulous. And I've had the opportunity actually to get in a couple of times, and I honestly believe when people walk in that facility for the first time, they're going to go, wow, this facility is in Cornwall. This is absolutely awesome. I think the community, as they always do, they pull together and they recognize the importance of this facility to our community. And the fundraising has gone exceptionally well. We were fortunate enough when the city gave us the opportunity to sell some naming rights. We really had 2 or 3 names in our head that we thought would be a good fit for this. And early on in the process, I played hockey with Marty Benson on Thursday mornings, and I quickly said, you know, wouldn't that be great if, you know, a couple years from now we were playing in the Benson Center? And he laughed it off, and I asked him, you know, the next time you're driving to Toronto, because he's down in Toronto, I'll stop at the Invista Center in Kingston, because that's trying to work, kind of what we're trying to emulate here in Cornwall. Well, about 3 months later, my phone rings out of the blue, and I'm at the cottage. And it's Marty Benson on the phone, and he says, I'm standing in the Invista Center, we need to talk. This is awesome. So the Benson Center also hosts a really exciting component, and that, of course, is the field house. And it's really a multi-purpose field. You know, the original thinking behind that, of course, is for indoor soccer. It also has a tennis field, but when you see this facility, you'll quickly recognize how many other sports could take advantage of that, from football to golf to indoor lacrosse. There's a track that walks around the perimeter. Our seniors are going to be able to get out and take advantage of that. And I really think that multi-purpose facility is something that all residents of Cornwall are going to be able to take advantage of.
Based on the recent growth and development of distribution centers here in Cornwall, the logistics sector is certainly benefiting from that. Cornwall is ideally located on Canada's busiest highway, Highway 401, and it's also located very close to the US border and Canada's major rail networks. This allows for the efficient movement of goods throughout North America. The logistics sector is supported by a growing number of transport companies here in the Cornwall area, including Seaway Express, Minimax, and the Villeneuve Group.
Well, it's been great over the past few years with SCM Walmart establishing in Cornwall, and now with Matrix Shoppers Drug Mart. Cornwall is a great spot. Back in '91 when we decided to start up Minimax, we chose Cornwall right away. Cornwall is just a great spot. It's an hour away from Montreal, an hour away from Ottawa. It's about 5 hour, 6 hour truck drive to Toronto, and it's just a great spot to service Eastern Ontario. A lot of the product that's being made in China comes in on the west coast, but it's got to make its way down here. So being so close to the Quebec markets and Eastern Canada markets, I think Cornwall is well positioned to that. Last I heard, Benson, we're at 150 stores or places in Ontario and Quebec, and it's benefited to us. I mean, we're across the road from them here in Cornwall, and we've been involved in bringing materials into their warehouse and as well as delivering to their store.
And as you can see, we got our decking out there. Our decking crew starting next week. So we're into our second week, and we're going to be pretty much by the end of the week have 70,000 square feet of building ready for deck.
On this job, there was probably, I think it was close to about 5,000 pieces of steel that had to be lifted into place.
So you can actually, at the end of the day, there'll be barely anything left on the ground here. Keeps the job clean and lean.
I chose to move back and work for the family business here in Cornwall, and I definitely see a bright future for the city, and I'm very excited to be a part of it.
And it shows.